indie film icon Robert Redford passes away at 89. Now, Robert Redford, I've interviewed him a couple times. He is everyone knows he's, of course, a iconic actor. I mean, so many great films. Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, Sneakers, films like The Natural, love The Natural.
The Sting.
The Sting, like so many films gone down the line. Robert Redford won the Gene Pool lottery, one of the best, not only best, actors, but really good looking actor. Even in a Marvel movie, The Winter Soldier, of course, he was great in that, really good turn in that. But he founded the Sundance Film Festival. And that festival was an effort to support indie filmmakers. And what he did was, in the late 70s, got a bunch of luminaries from the film world. He said, hey, there's all these regional movies that were being made. What were regional movies? Movies like Return to the Secaucus 7, small movies that were being made independently by filmmakers in all over the country. John Waters in Baltimore, people from all over were making these little small films, not studio movies, not big films, little tiny movies all over. And Robert Redford looked at these movies and saw that they had potential. The only thing was, a lot of the scripts for these small indie movies were undercooked. They needed guidance. He got together a think tank with a bunch of people and founded this institute, the Sundance Institute, where he brought filmmakers in to help them develop their scripts. Now, a film festival was created along with it called the United States Film Festival. In 1989, the same year that Steven Soderbergh's movie Sex, Lies, and Videotape was to premiere at the United States Film Festival, they changed the name to Sundance. After his character in Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. The Sundance Institute has helped so many filmmakers get their movies made, has supported filmmakers by premiering their movies there, getting them attention. Everything from the Blair Witch Project to Quentin Tarantino developed Reservoir Dogs at the Institute. They helped him connect with people to get advice. If you have any of the Reservoir Dogs DVDs that have extras on it, there's footage of Steve Buscemi doing scenes from Reservoir Dogs. That's from the Institute. People don't know. They know the film festival, which I think in recent years has become not as important as it used to be. And I think that's partially a reflection of the market, partially the kinds of films that don't resonate.
Mm-hmm.
But Redford created through the Institute in the late 70s, early 80s, through the festival renamed Sundance in 1989, and then came into prominence in the 90s is where the Sundance Film Festival rose. It was a way to get studio executives, come out, ski, have a quick vacation in Park City, Utah. Oh, by the way, they're playing movies. Maybe you'll buy some. More than any other single figure, Robert Redford supported indie film, and so many people from Tarantino to Chris Nolan to name someone owe their careers getting their start at Sundance. And I've interviewed him a couple times. I'm going to go to some tributes in a second, but I'll show you briefly. I did a TV show called Festival Pass. Festival Pass was a TV show on Stars. I was the host, and I pitched this show as, it's like, the show on E! Wild On, but at a film festival. I interviewed filmmakers, showed the location. I interviewed Robert Redford, and I asked him to describe Sundance in one word.
Could you describe Sundance in one word?
Hope.
Hope.
Pretty good for one word, huh?
Sundance!
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 Hi, I'm Chris Gore here at the opening night of the Sundance Film Festival, and I've got one word for you. Party!
Sundance.
Crazy!
Incredible. Unbelievable.
Inspiring. Phenomenal.
Sundance. A word?
Surreal.
Cool.
Sundance.
Sundance.
Sundance. Believing.
A relief.
Fantastic!
Slam dance.
Gee. Filmy.
Spirit.
Exposure.
Intense. Interdigitating.
What?
Yeah, interdigitating. It means all mixed up.
Okay, so this is a show I did for a couple of years. I was a producer on it, and but I talked to Redford. Here's a little clip from the interview. We'll just watch this quick. Then I want to show some of the tributes. Here we go. This is very short.
You seem to keep a low profile during the festival.
Yeah,
Is that on
absolutely.
purpose?
Yeah, it is. I mean, first of all, it doesn't need me. Whatever was needed in the beginning years is long gone. Second thing, this is for the filmmakers, and I never wanted to do anything that would rob them of the attention I think they should be getting. And they're the main focus. So it was always in a support mode that I would come in. And the third thing is that it was more fun for me just to come and see the films and not have to be Buffalo Bill, you know?
Anyways, I mean, I'll actually put the link to this show in the description. It's not, look, it's in standard def. It looks like Alan right now, basically. But I was part of that show because it was like, I just tried to make Sundance accessible to people that might not understand what it was or what it meant. But here's a quick tribute from the Sundance Fest website. I'll share with you as well. And I'll post on the community tab too. You can look. But here's a tribute. It says, storytellers broaden our minds, engage, provoke, and inspire, and ultimately connect us. This is 2 minutes from Sundance.
I guess the best things that have happened to me in my life, and one of the reasons why Sundance was put into place, is how indebted I am to those people that had the courage to take a chance on me when I didn't fit the mold. And I am indebted to that idea, if not the very people that did it. So I want to recreate that for somebody else.
Probably the brand of Sundance is tied a lot to the festival, but the lab program is the engine that drives the whole thing. And that was started in 1980. We thought, well, someday this may work, where we can develop the skills of these filmmakers so that they can get their films made, and then maybe get into the marketplace in ways that they hadn't before. I wanted to create here in the mountains with the one thing I could contribute, which is my own property, in the middle of nature, placed free of the pressures of the marketplace, and hope that the filmmakers could risk, could be bold, could not fear failure, but look at failure not as a failure like the end of the road, but maybe a step forward.
It is the nature of this whole beast that what we do here and what we support for you is something that cannot be corralled by just straight business. You can't get a noose around its neck, and I love that. It defies the work here, the work of independent film and all of you, defies the odds. It defies any attempt for business to totally control it. And it does so because it has the strength of its conviction. It doesn't know any better. It just beats it all. I mean, it goes against logic. It goes against reason. To me, that is the most moving thing. The result of that is what sustains us and what keeps us alive.
So a lot of people don't know about the Institute. The Institute was a way to support these filmmakers. Now, a lot of tributes rolled in. I'll put up a couple of these to look at. Here's from Morgan Freeman. There are certain people that you're going to click with. After working with Robert Redford on Brubaker, in 1980. We instantly became friends. Working with him again in an unfinished life was a dream come true. Rest peacefully, my friend. I want to hear what you have to say, Alan. You've attended Sundance. I don't know if you've ever met Redford. He kind of like in the interview I did with him back then, he's sort of, I keep a low profile during the fest. He doesn't want to overshadow other filmmakers.
Yeah, I mean, I only went one time. It was actually the Sundance right before lockdown, and I think it had definitely at that point changed a lot. But what I do know from a lot of the literature and a lot of the things I know about the Sundance Institute is, I mean, it's almost like lifelong film school. Because once you're in the program, you go in the program, you have a script, or you're developing a script, or you're just trying to, you have access to all these filmmakers who can help make your dream, who can give flesh to your dream, so to speak, in terms of giving you ideas of where your script needs to improve, where it needs to go, and then giving you access to people who could potentially make that film, and then to have it then premiere at Sundance. Those were the things that it really is those independent films that I liked at Sundance the year I went, versus the long weekend of Hollywood studio films that they're just thrown out there. As much as those Hollywood films bring attention to the film festival, it's really these smaller independent films that are quite incredible and impressive, with at least the ones I saw there.
Well, there's I don't know what Sundance is now. I think it's been infiltrated mainly by activists, and it's sad. It's not what it used to be. But watching that video of myself talking to him, that was Sundance at its height. Like early 2000s, me 25 years younger with my weird goatee. And
you were almost unrecognizable with fresh hair.
What can I say? But all I'm saying is that was the heyday. That was when it was a good balance of, like, they'd show a Blair Witch Project or some small little thing along with a film with like bigger stars, that drew attention, but then smaller movies could rise. This is from Piers Morgan, R.I.P. Robert Redford, 89, one of the all-time great movie stars. He was a movie star in an age when there are very few, one of the last movie stars, a true Hollywood legend who starred in so many of my favorite films: Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, The Sting, The Way We Were, All the President's Men. What a career. What an actor. What a sad loss. This is Ron Howard. He posts, I mean, a lot of people posted, all positive. Isn't that great? All positive. Ron Howard, R.I.P. and thank you, Robert Redford, a tremendously influential cultural figure for the creative choices made as an actor, producer, director, and for launching the Sundance Film Festival, which supercharged America's independent film movement. Artistic game changer. He really was. He really, like more than any other figure, kind of just rocks. I mean, independent film went on to really win all the Oscars. They became the Oscar-winning movies, and here it is from Variety. Everyone calling him an icon. So, it's very sad. But the impact, if he had never even starred in a movie, he'd have had a huge impact on Hollywood.